tell us a little bit about you. Where you born, where you grew up, and how you ended up in Pueblo. We'll start there.
Actually, I was born and raised in Pueblo.
Oh, really?
Been there, all 32 years of my life. That's where I've born and raised, never lived anywhere else. My great grandparents were one of the first families in the Wet Mountains, the West Cliff area.
Yeah.
The Baker family, they were up there. They were one of the first families in that area. And then on the other side of it, the Payne family, they've been here for, well, we traced them back lineage-wise to like 1620 in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah. Then the name changed, so we don't know which direction it went.
Yeah.
I could be related to Thomas Payne, for all I know.
That would be amazing.
I mean, it's 1620 and the name changed right about there. But,
So, yeah. An actual Pueblo native. Now, so somewhere in there along the line, you met your wife?
Yes.
How did you two meet?
We were in high school. She was a freshman, I was a junior. That was where we met. And it was pretty much just in the 15-year span that we've had. We've been on again, off again, gone back and forth. We've always somehow ended up finding each other no matter where we're at. And this last time we were like, you know what? Let's actually make something of this, and let's get together and actually do what we've been doing all these years. So
Formalize it.
For the last 5 years we've been together solid, and it's been great.
Yeah. So, how did you find People Care, and what was your story to get to join us?
Some of our friends, their son had applied for a caregiver position.
Okay.
And he had talked with Nick.
So Nick's one of our recruitment coordinators?
Right.
Yeah.
He had talked with Nick. Nick had told him about the care coordinator position while he was still in high school, so he was just looking for something part-time. They informed me of it, so I was like...
So the son informed you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were family friends and all of that. The son informed me that they have this position open. And I had already been in the medical field and looking for a step up because I was at my peak where I could go with the state.
Yeah.
What I was doing was it, unless I went back to school and at RN, any of that. So I contacted Nick through the phone number, did the interview, and it just kind of chain reaction from there as to coming on as a coordinator.
Yeah. So you said you were sort of in medical field before, in the healthcare field before. What brought you into the healthcare field?
Well, so I had an illness on my own. I was diagnosed with Alport syndrome, where my kidneys were failing on me. I was on dialysis and all of that. When I went through dialysis, at that point I was like, you know what? Seeing everybody else and knowing what they were going through, I wanted to be a dialysis tech and help in that realm. Through trying, but not really having any success, I was like, all right, what can I do to get my foot in the medical field? I became a CNA.
Okay.
And started that route, getting that patient contact, working nursing homes, home care, all of that. I enjoyed it as a CNA. Obviously, every job has their downfalls, and when you're bottom man on the totem pole as a CNA, you get the bad work. But I stuck with it because I wanted to make a difference.
Yeah.
I wanted to help somebody.
So it sounds like your own. What was the name of it again?
Alports.
Alports. Yeah.
Syndrome.
So Alports, almost in an unfortunate way, introduced you to the medical field.
Yeah.
And you saw what they were doing, and then wanted to make a difference with people too.
Exactly. Yeah, because I had gotten a second chance with the transplant. So I wanted to do make some sort of difference in somebody else's life, wherever I could.
Yeah.
So.
So, People Care, as far as our mission and values, how do they rhyme with yours? Is it?
Actually, that's the thing is, when I really found out what everything People Care stood for, with the mission, the values, the whole core statement, it was like, wow, this is a place that I know will have a great future because they have the same values that I do. They have the mission of helping the person. They think outside of the box. That's one of the main things is doing whatever we can for our clients,
Absolutely.
without being stuck in that rut of this is what you do, this is the only thing you can do. We figure out what else we can do.
Yeah.
How we can help them in their everyday life and keeping them as comfortable as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say to a caregiver or even a client that's struggling with their own health issue now and they're in the dark days? Because I can't believe it was always bright for you going, hey,
Actually,
no problem.
there was a client right when I started. He came on that he was dialysis and he was in kidney failure and everything like that. I was actually able to talk to him and help him some because I knew the struggle he was going through. He was like, I don't know what to do, all of that. Talking to him about like the diet, how that goes. I was able to really actually help coach him along in things that he can do to help himself.
Yeah, with a credibility that probably nobody else could have.
I went through this exact same thing. It was actually kind of funny. His doctor was one of the doctors I had.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So, yeah. I'm like, I know him. Tell him this. This is going to work for you. He'll be like, okay.
Now, my hunch is you had some strong cheerleaders along the way. What inspired or what encourages you to keep going, not only with your own health journey, but how you've turned into caring for other people?
Yeah. Well, it's knowing that there was still some sort of effect on them. Mm-hmm. I made some sort of contribution to them, even if it was very small, even for a day or for an hour, even if it was that. I helped them, They get that little bit of motivation to continue on, just like I had. There was that same point in my own health where I was like, I'm done, forget it, there's no point. You hit that wall, you do. You struggle with it because you don't see an end, but realizing that it is possible, there is an end for some point somewhere in there. It may not be the end they want, but the end result could still be similar.
So you coordinate caregivers, all right, and they're in there day in, day out. What are a couple pieces of advice you want to give our caregivers, what they're doing?
The actual number one thing is talk with your clients. When you're there and you're in their home, talk to them. You're not just there in, out, clean the house, talk to them.
Yeah.
They may like something, you may find a common interest, and then it's not 4 hours of you in silence. You can have a conversation with them. We're not saying sit down and chat with them the whole time, but you work and talk and move and all of that.
So almost like never forget that there's a relational piece to this.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
You're performing a service, but there's a relational side.
You've got to create that bond, because if you don't, then it's very cold, it's very mechanical, and they might as well be in a nursing home. The whole point is to keep them in their home so they're comfortable. They're not comfortable if they don't get to know the person that's working with them.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.